Hey guys, it's Ray, what's good? Today we're here to talk about a hero that saved the world. Saved the world. Way too many times. So, without further ado, not gonna lie, all those amiibos was not easy to put away. Let's get started. Today we're talking about this game, a game that's seen a remake after 26 years, down here in 2019. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. So this game has hit store shelves for almost a week at this point, and I assume all the die-hard Zeldie fans out there, like me, has already finished the game. But I assure you, there will be some of you out there that's still on the edge of deciding whether you should buy this game or not. Maybe you're new to the gaming industry. Maybe the Nintendo Switch is the first console you've ever owned, and the only Zelda games you've played are The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and... well, Cadence of Hyrule doesn't count, so just Breath of the Wild. And you're asking yourself, should I buy The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening? Well, keep watching. I got you covered. Let's get started. Also, another potential giveaway of a free copy of The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening at the end of the video. This is the second time I've downgraded the difficulty now, and for sure this time you guys will hit the mark and someone is going home with this beautiful little game. Want to know how to win your copy of The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening? Keep watching. Since the release of the Nintendo Switch and The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild back 2.5 years ago in early 2017, it's been that long since we've seen a new Zelda game hit the store shelves. Now, I say new Zelda game with a little uncertainty because I know for sure that there will be some of you out there that's played this game 26 years ago on the original Game Boy. But I'm also most certain that there will be a large group of gamers out there like me that's never touched an original Game Boy, never touched an original Game Boy in their whole life. Well, I probably shouldn't say never touched one because I'm holding one in my hand, but the point I'm trying to make is it's a really old game, and for sure there will be some of us out there that's never played it. So with that said, that kind of answers the ambiguous question of, is this a new game? So for the rest of this video, I will be addressing this as a new game, and since I've never played the original, not going to be comparing it to the original Game Boy version of The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. To start off with, if I could describe this game in one word, it would be fresh. Now, it might sound crazy to describe a 26 years old game as fresh, but it seriously gave me a vibe that no other game offered here in 2019. In the era of fast-paced RPGs and a ton of open-world titles, a game like this seriously has its own vibe as the sense of exploration is incredibly strong. If we compare it to some of my favorite RPGs here in 2019, like let's say Far Cry New Dawn and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it's really incredibly different. In games like Far Cry or Assassin's Creed, what you do is you go and speak to a person, they give you a mission, mark it for you on the minimap, you go there and you do the mission, and that's that. Whereas with this game, it really offers you minimal guidance. You legit have to figure out where to go next by yourself. And that feeling in itself, that sense of exploration just to know what to do next, is seriously refreshing. While it may sound like a tedious process, when you finally figure out where to go or getting the item that helps you go to the next stage, it's seriously rewarding. The combat mechanics of this game is quite simple, but even at that, every single boss is unique in its own way. While the weapons in this game aren't fancy in any way, each and every boss is designed in such a thoughtful way that still makes the combat comfortable, if not a little too easy, because apart from the final boss battle, I rarely struggled with defeating enemies. But overall, despite it being quite simple, I actually really liked the combat mechanisms. So a really good comparison in terms of concept between this game and a lot of other games you might see on the Nintendo Switch might be the Metroidvania type of indie games like Hollow Knight or Dead Cells. While Link's Awakening isn't a 2D platformer, they do conceptually have similarities. In this game, you actually unlock quite a big area to start with, but in order for you to progress further in the story, you do need to do specific tasks and get specific items. So every single time you discover an item like a boomerang or the arrows, shovels, hookshot, whatever it may be, you might suddenly remember that, oh, there was a cave before that I couldn't get through. Now that I have this item, maybe I'll go back and try again. And maybe when you try again, you will be able to get through with the new item. And therefore you unlock yourself to a bigger part of the map and progress to the next stage of the story mission. This Metroidvania type of get an item and then move on is, in my opinion, interesting. And in a lot of ways, incredibly Zelda-like. The story of the game is, in my opinion, quite a typical Zelda series story. I'm going to try my best to not spoil anything, but it's the pretty typical type of every single time you defeat an enemy or beat a boss, you get a tad more information and it all just puts itself together at the very end of the game. So if you have played any Zelda game before that's not Breath of the Wild, because that game does not have a story to it at all, you would have a brief idea of what Link's Awakening is going to be like. There's nothing too surprising here. Whether it's good or bad, well, that's entirely up to you. With the visuals, it reminds me of Wind Waker. And no, I'm not trying to say they have the same art style. What I'm trying to say is, compared to most of the other main series Zelda games out there, the art style of these two games lean more towards the cartoonish side. And while it's subjective, for me personally, I think the art style of this game is absolutely adorable. And the amiibo, I should get that amiibo.
A few moments later.
Oh, okay, I'm back. If I wasn't this short, it would have taken me like 50% less of the time to get this amiibo from the top of my shelf. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, so this amiibo that was launched with this game is now by far my favorite amiibo out of all my The Legend of Zelda Link amiibos. Now, I gotta say, this game is definitely a fan service. For those of you retro gamers that's already played this game, the moment this game is announced, you've already been served by Nintendo with an excellent The Legend of Zelda remake. And for us Nintendo fanboys here, there's just so many different monsters in this game that looks just a tiny little bit like some of the other creatures in some of the other Nintendo first-party IPs. Every so often, you'll run into monsters and you go like, oh, that's Kirby. Oh, that's the fish from Mario. And it's moments like that that really does feel quite nice. The one I love the most by far is that in this starting village there was a chicken, and for those of you that's played any Zelda game before, you know that chicken is the most destructive creature in the Zelda universe, and it's a creature you do not want to mess around with. And I did. And there was no consequences? Yeah, nah. That's just me being way too young and way too naive. So I finished the game in around 12 to 14 hours, which makes it quite a short experience. There are a total of 8 dungeons in this game, and each dungeon took me roughly around an hour, with me wandering around like an idiot for half its time. So for those of you that's played the original game, assuming they are quite similar, you can probably finish this game at ease in 6 to 7 hours. Considering it's a full retail priced game, it's $60 in US and $80 here in Australia, it kind of hurts its bargain, because I personally link length of the game and the price of the game quite a lot to whether it's worth buying. Obviously for die-hard Zeldie fans like me, or like some of you out there that's probably already 100%ed this game twice, it's not a question to be asked. But if you're just a Switch owner that played Breath of the Wild 2.5 years ago, or at any point in the Switch's life cycle so far, you really need to think quite carefully of whether this game, which is at max probably 15 hours, worth that full $60 US retail price. Because think about it, you played Breath of the Wild for $60, and that game is 70, 80, 90, I think I spent 100 hours on it. And this game is 15 hours at max. So you really need to ask yourself whether that much time is worth $60 to you. Is it worth it for me? That's not a question to be asked. I'm absolutely insane with Zelda. You could probably convince me to buy Cadence of Hyrule for $60 US, and I would probably still buy it. That's how obsessed I am with Zelda. So for me, that's not a question. But just remember, if you are not a die-hard Zelda fan and you're thinking about picking up this game, you are picking up a good game, but it's only 12 to 15 hours long for the same price as Breath of the Wild. And if that's worth it to you, welcome to the club. So that's it, guys. That's kind of all I have to say on this game. regarding the giveaway. In the past 6 days, we've cracked up 40 something subs. Actually, no, I haven't checked it in a while. Just let me check. 51 subs. Oh, we reached 50. Thank you to all of you that supported me and subbed to this new channel over the past 6 days. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. At this rate though, we're probably not gonna crack 200 subs by the end of tomorrow, so that's unfortunate. But I've seen so much love in the comment section for both my videos in the past few days that I'm still gonna try and do a giveaway. So in the next 7 days, if we reach 100, no, actually 75. If we reach 75 subscribers in the next 7 days, I will give out a free copy of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Come on guys, that's incredibly easy. 24 subs in the next 7 days. I know you can do it. Let's work on that, and someone's going home with a free copy of this game. And if we don't, well, that's fine, because over the weekend I will be working on a top 10 Switch Lite accessories video that you need, and after that, with any accessories I don't personally need to use, I will give that out for free without any conditions. So even if we don't reach 75 subs, you're still gonna get something. Hopefully. That's it for today's video. If you like this video or you want to win a copy of this bad boy, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and put your thoughts in the comment section down below on what you think about this game. Well, that's it. I'll see you guys over the weekend. Bye!